Oh my god, I'm at this beautiful coffee shop here in Hoi An. You guys see this beautiful view over here? And we got some really nice staff over here too. Thank you. But today I kind of wanted to yap about my life because recently I left everything to start a new life here in Asia. To be honest, I never thought my life would be kind of this way at 37, going on 38 in just a few months. It's really crazy. Because even in the US, I had a really great life. The main question that I get from my friends these days, even my own family and people around me, they always ask, well, why would you leave everything at 37 when finally life kind of looks stable? Because before I left, I had a pretty decent business. I had a very decent pharmacy career. I went to school for 7 years and did pharmacy and all that. And it wasn't until I did my mini sabbatical last year out in Asia where I literally had the time of my life and I felt like, oh my God, I don't feel stressed. There's something that is so different about this too. There's a lot of videos out there saying like how, oh yeah, these three hacks changed my life. But I think the biggest hack that you can ever make is really changing your environment and learning to have fun. And so one of the things I just did was I packed up all my bags, threw all my stuff into storage, and just decided to just kind of digitally be a digital nomad for the next year or two or so. I don't know, however long it takes, but it's completely changed my life. And I kind of want to break down the three areas where everything changed, starting with like health, wealth, and relationships. Let's start with the very vulnerable one first. It's actually the relationship stuff. Back in the US, I really struggled because I was always thinking about like, oh my God, I haven't dated in so long, dating Western women and dating like girls my age, right? Like when you're in your 20s, you're dating girls your age, it's like not so much pressure. But when you get a lot older and you're in your 30s and you're dating people around your age bracket, everything becomes so much more intense where it's like, oh yeah, we have to get married or how we're going to pay for this and that. And what I realized in the West, everything has gotten so freaking expensive and overvalued and stuff where it's just really not worth it. For example, out here, I just bought like a hamburger with no like buns and all that sort of stuff. And this is kind of bougie, but it's like $4 or $5. I can get a pho for like $2, $3. My Vietnamese coffees, I ordered three of them and it came out to maybe $2. It's insane the value out here in Vietnam and all these Southeast Asian countries. You know, I was doing pretty well financially too, like for the high ticket sales and even in pharmacy, right? Like there's periods where I was making like, I don't know, 4,000 USD per day. So I was doing well at some points in my life. But there was just the stress of real life because, you know, when you're in America, you gotta pay for a car, you gotta pay for insurance, that all that stuff kind of racks up. And then if you go out for a meal, it's like honestly close to $100 for a meal and stuff. And never mind like getting massages or any other like kind of luxury type of things. And even groceries was getting really expensive. And I kind of know this because I went back to the US like maybe a month ago. And the crazy part here was like it adds so much stress. And then what I realized with like dating and women and stuff too is that it puts them in kind of a survival mode as well, where they're thinking like, oh, what can you do for me? Or like, I want these materialistic things. And as a man, it just puts so much pressure on me, even when you're making really good money. And I got to the point where I was so in my head where I was just wondering, wait, do the girls out here, do they actually like me for me or like me for what I can provide? And mind fucks your head. And I don't know, relationships seem so transactional in the West where I kind of was like, you know what? There has to be a better way. And I never set out to be a passport bro or anything like that, or a sex pad or anything like that either. I think that's the really funny part. But when I came out to Asia, I just noticed that women, they didn't really care about how much money I made or anything like that. And two, like when we went out to dates, the finances were so cheap that I didn't mind. Like, it wasn't a stretch. We could actually do really, really fun things like coffee tastings and flights, and it wouldn't be that expensive or that crazy of an expense compared to the West, right? Compared to the local currency, of course, right? And of course, there's going to be the argument where people are like, "Oh yeah, these women just like you for your money," and but in my opinion, I'm a pretty good reader of people, and I would say like for the most part, like these relationships seem so much more authentic. Because of it, I actually started talking to like meeting a lot of different women out here who are all really, really great and authentic and stuff too. And I think sometimes people think like, oh yeah, people in Asia are fucking poor. No, there are ballers out here in like in Asia. There's like a low key like rich ass Chinese people or rich ass like Asians here. If you've ever been to Bangkok, you know that there is a bougie part of Asia, and so it's not like that. But anyways, as I was meeting these women, I just authentically would connect with them, and dude, I feel like these like I just had authentic connections that weren't based off of straight cash transactions like in the West. When I started dating, it just felt like a team versus like just the women out here. They're very, very like more like, oh yeah, let's do this for the relationship, which is really, 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 really refreshing. And it doesn't feel as intense. And a lot of my friends who are married out here or dated out here, they would probably agree with that too, right? So that's the first thing. It's like, dude, in one short year, I actually like started dating. I'm in a relationship, and I'm in a happy one as well too. I don't know if I'll publicize it on my social media and stuff, just because it's like I don't know. It's still kind of new, but it's still really, really, really cool. Okay, let's get into the next part. Health. I'm not gonna lie, I looked at my pictures from like back in 2016 because you know that there's that whole trend and stuff, and I got fat as bro. Like I looked at my stomach, I was like, holy crap, I gained a lot of this like subcutaneous fat, and maybe it's partly just the stress of like traveling and but one of the things in Asia that I told myself in this year was I want to take my health seriously and get in the best shape of my life and become an athlete. And so I've been eating a lot cleaner. And just because of the money difference, the value difference, like I can afford to get massages every single night. I can go like, I can get a foot massage almost every single day or a regular body massage in Thailand almost every single day. I can get shockwave therapy. I can Uber, so kind of like Grab Eats or Uber Eats food to my apartment complex. My rent is relatively cheap. My apartment is right next to the gym, and I walk 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. And so, like, it's these little hacks that open your eyes to be like, hey, if this is possible, then what else is possible? And it makes like dieting and all that on easier mode and stuff. Of course, there's the late night cravings and stuff that I still get, but one of the things I realized was that I can build. I think about James Clear and like you fall to the level of your system. You don't rise to the size of your goals or whatever. You fall to the level of your systems. And just in Asia, I can actually like build systems where dieting and all that feels effortless. And even out here, like I built a mini community of friends who are also founders and who are also wanting to get into fitness and stuff. So we all have the same goals of that as well. And it's been really, really refreshing and stuff too. And we always jam on things. But that's not strictly to Asia, but it goes to show you how much can change in a short amount of time. And so like later this year, I really want to drop my body fat. I'm going to get a DEXA scan too to get my body fat measured and all that too. So I don't know. It has me really, really excited. And even being out in Asia for a bit, like compared to last year, I dropped like 7 or 8 pounds, and I wasn't super trying. But now, like with the zone, like with walking all the time in Asia, and the jujitsu and the yoga, and I want to start Muay Thai soon. I want to be in the best shape of my life, dude. And there's no better place than Asia, honestly, in my opinion. And then three, let's talk about wealth. When I left the US, I thought I was making okay money, but I didn't think I was like building anything. And fast forward to today, yes, I did lose one of my biggest clients, Ali Abdal, and I've been trying to quite honestly, I've been trying to get up to think about the next thing because I think high ticket sales wise, I've kind of done everything that I want to do with the accolades that I wanted to do as well. And I want to build a brand. So partly I'm building a sales team for one of my great friends. And I just want to do a really, really good job with that, lead the sales team, just collect passively on that. So that's one thing that I'm really, really hoping to do. The second thing I'm looking to do too is like build out this YouTube channel. And I've hired a lot of different contractors here from Vietnam and all these other places that have been really, really great. And I finally feel like I have a really, really great YouTube system where I can just ship out content and do what I do best and have the focus on the vibe of the channel versus like all the logistics, which I freaking hate drastically. I have a social media channel. If I have a social media manager, if you haven't noticed on my Instagram, it's been kind of popping because like we've been really consistent because I've outsourced it to like a Gen Z person and we work together. I have a thumbnail designer and content strategist and I have multiple editors and I've kind of built this system where I just want to make it effortless. And this year, I've been really focusing on systems. I started a new SaaS channel, and I might have a strategic thinker on the team. Hopefully, I can hire him in the long term. But sure, business is always, I don't know. It's kind of funny because I think I always told myself like business always had to be hard. But for the first time, I'm like, wait, what if this isn't true? What if it didn't have to be so hard? And I'm kind of seeing the fruits of my labor of all these years, and I'm feeling a lot of momentum, which is really, really cool. Like, there's this high ticket sales side where AI is recommending you do coaching, and I feel a calling to help people there and start like building this coaching business. I feel this calling towards SaaS and software because I really, really enjoy it. I feel this calling to my regular YouTube channel where I just build relationships and that's really, really fun for me. I just feel like everything is operating pretty well. I'll probably get punched in the face soon and all that. But that was all because, like, because of the lower costs of Asia, I don't feel scared about hiring people. I can actually take bigger risks. And there's this really, really great book. I was watching Vanessa's video before this about her, like, why am I not building my own business? And I started thinking, like, well, you know what? Why am I not building my own business, dude? Like, dog, I help all these other people, but I think that's my competitive advantage too, because I spent so many years helping other people's businesses. And I think right now is a time where I really want to prioritize my business, help my own business, give opportunities to others. I think for so long, I was just really kind of selfish. Well, not selfish, but I was so focused on myself where I was like, I want freedom, I want this, I want that. But now that I kind of have it in Asia, I'm just like, well, you know, what does this how do I create freedom for my contractors, my team, the people that are coming to me for help? How do I do this? And so that's the biggest difference. I feel this like calling from universe or God, like telling me to, I don't know, help the people. Like, I'm going to bring you people. I want you to help them. And I don't take that shit lightly, dude. I feel like that's a very, very like I don't know. Especially when I take like when there's a transactional relationship or a money transaction, I feel more indebted to that person to over deliver and stuff too. I don't know. I feel kind of scared saying this to you, but I have this really, really ambitious goal to, because the YouTube channel has been dying on my main channel, but I have this really, really ambitious goal to get the YouTube channel to 100K per month. And then Ben Hardy would probably be like, what does 100x look like in terms of that? I'm like, yeah, that's, and like I thought in my mind, maybe, oh, okay, changing the camera because my other camera died. So Ben Hardy has this concept where you take this goal, you 10x it, and you cut it in half. And my friend Shane, he's also a pharmacist, became a passport bro and stuff like that, like in Asia. But he's telling me, hey, Kevin, actually with the SaaS stuff, you can get it to 300K per month. And I was like, whoa, really? How would I be able to do that? And so it made me think about like, how could I do something like this? What could I do? And all that too. Has my brain like really, really exploded and expanded the way that I think and stuff too. I thought in my mind I could do it in 2 years, but I think I can do it in 1 year if I really focus and really think like, well, if I had to do this if I had to get to 100K or even 1 million in half a year, how would I do it? Because there are affiliate channels or there are blogs that do that with affiliate marketing. How would I do that? And so I don't know. I'm still wrestling with it. I probably have to talk to some really great people, meet connections, really build deep relationships with some of these AI companies and software companies that I really, really love, which I'm doing already, right? But how do I like do it more? And I would need to free up more of my time for scripting, shooting, and all that sort of stuff too, and trying new formats. So I don't know. If you can't tell, my energy is very, very different from a few years ago. In the This leads me back to my Asia arc. In the US, I just felt like really, really kind of lost and no hope and quite sad boy energy. But honestly, bro, like I feel happy, excited in this new arc. And I'm not telling you everyone to just move to Asia. It's really, really not for everyone. I think it helps being Asian too and being Chinese. Anyways, that's my yapping session for the week. I just want to say I appreciate you guys listening to me. And I'll see you guys for the next yapping session. Again, peace, mud people. Bye. Bro, do you hear that? That's crazy. The frogs. It's so dark now, but the frogs are really, really beautiful. And then the decor here is just like so cool too. Like there's all these lanterns. Hi, this is the owner, by the way. Most friendliest owner, by the way. Thank you so much. All right, time to go eat. See you guys. Peace.